Wonderful. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the final installment of the lecture series of Savannah Voice Festival's Virtually Live 2020. This is Voices That Heal, a listening lab led by yours truly, Chad Sonka, Education Outreach Coordinator for Savannah Voice Festival, and I'm joined by...
Sara Breyfogle. I'm the music therapist at Hospice Savannah and so happy to be joining you all today.
Well, I'm happy to be joining you, Sara, here across the country. I'm here in Iowa, and you're down there in Savannah. I think it's wonderful that we can
That's right.
connect this way. And
hmm
hopefully, all of you are connecting with your loved ones and your friends in these trying times. It's more important now than ever to stay connected that way. So, speaking of staying connected and Savannah, I want to thank some of our wonderful supporters down in Savannah, particularly Toby Hollenberg, who is sponsoring this program and initiative. She does such great work for so many in Savannah. We want to thank Toby, as well as Hospice Savannah and the Demery Center for the Living for our partnership and collaboration on this fabulous initiative. So now, before we begin, I want to remind everybody that at 6 o'clock, directly following this program, is one of my good friends, Peter Lake. He will be giving a mini recital on Facebook Live, as well as tomorrow, Mother's Day, my other great friend, Emily Yoakum Black, will be giving a recital celebrating mothers. So, now we would like to launch into our presentation, and I'm going to share my screen here. All right, we are, as I said, this is Voices That Heal. Chad Sonka and Sara Breyfogle. Fantastic. And we've done these previously at the Demery Center for the Living, right, Sara?
That's right. Yeah.
Wonderful. We've done these there live, but current conditions prevent us from doing them live currently. So as a result, this is a pre-recorded presentation so that you can engage with this material, Sara's upcoming relaxation exercise, the recordings, as well as an additional Spotify playlist that you can access whenever you feel like you need some voices that heal. So, as we talked about, we will be focusing on songs that comfort and uplift. And there are several reasons, musical reasons, why a song might do that. There is rhythm and tempo that kind of sets the pace. There are lyrics, which we always connect to, sonorities, which set up the sound world we are going to be visiting, instrumentation that gives songs their color. Nostalgia songs have a special way of connecting with our memories and making us remember times either fondly or not so much. And then, of course, the voice. Now, this is a special presentation because we're going to be focusing on the artistic director of Savannah Voice Festival, Sherrill Milnes. We decided to highlight his career because he turned 85 this year. So we want to celebrate his work with some recordings that I'm sure you haven't heard before. And we will talk more about how these aspects specifically address how we receive songs that might comfort and uplift us. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to Sara, who will be leading us in a wonderful relaxation exercise to get us set up to listen to this great music.
That's right, Chad. And I've actually already started the music. Yeah, in this relaxation exercise, we're going to focus on bringing to mind a color. And that color is going to be the image that we focus on as we clear our mind and as we focus our mind. So in addition to relaxing your body, you're going to find that this will be a whole new way of listening to music once your mind is clear and you feel very centered in yourself. All right, so as you hear this piano music, I'll invite you to bring yourself to a comfortable position. So whatever that means for you, if you just want to lean back in your chair or on the couch, or even lay down, that's fine too. If you like to, you can close your eyes. So this is a music meditation to help you clear and focus your mind, and also in the hopes that your body will relax deeply as well. So I invite you to picture a color that you associate with being focused. It could be any color. So notice what color comes to mind. You're picturing clear and focused awareness. And we're going to visualize that color washing over our body with the help of the breath. So picture your head. Imagine that color gently surrounding and filling the space of your head, beginning at the crown of your head and moving down over your ears, the back of the head, and the face. Take a moment and breathe this color in, inviting focus to the mind. Imagine the breath guiding the color to your throat. Feel your throat relaxing and letting go of tension as you breathe the color in. Allow the color now to move over your shoulders. Feel your shoulders relaxing down. The gentle weight of the color. Become aware of the color now moving down each arm, through the wrist and into each hand. And as the arms relax, the color brings you clarity. Allow the color to move to your chest and upper back. As you breathe, you are aware of your chest gently rising and falling. And picture the color now moving to your belly and low back. As you breathe and soften your belly and low back, feel the color providing a calmness to this area of your body. Notice the color now move into your pelvis. As you breathe, feel yourself melt even more into the earth. Notice how your whole body is filled with this color, bringing relaxation to the body and clarity to the mind. Allow yourself a few moments to enjoy how this feels, staying with your breath. Gently in and out. Begin to bring your awareness back to the space you are in. You can bring small movements to the fingers and toes. music is ending for now, but know that you can come back to this color and this state of being at any time. And of course, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And now we're going to engage with Chad in listening to some music to comfort and uplift us.
That's wonderful, Sara. Thank you so much for leading that. I know I already feel so relaxed heading into the presentation. I feel ready. So that's a really wonderful exercise. So thank you very much.
No problem.
So now, as we go into these wonderful recordings with this new, wonderful, grounded mindset, we're going to talk about Maestro Sherrill Milnes. As I said, it was his 85th birthday this year, and he's one of the foremost operatic baritones of the 20th century and a mentor to so many. He performed over 650. He had over 650 performances in the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. He's the winner of 3 Grammy Awards, and he also started Voice Experience and subsequently Savannah Voice Festival with his wife and executive director, Maria Zuvez, in 2000. So that's his picture there on the left, and then I couldn't help but include a picture of me and the maestro himself. This is back in 2013 when I first started to engage in these programs, and I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to do so, and now to exalt his music and his recordings. And it's worth noting that most of these recordings are live and were recorded with his longtime pianist and friend, John Spong. And many of these recordings people have never heard before. These are private recordings, so this is really a special time to be celebrating him, and I hope you enjoy some of these rare recordings. He was really an incredible pianist and one of Sherrill's favorite collaborators. So we're going to start with the recording of both of them. This is the aria Au Richard, Au Mon Roi. This is in French from the opera Richard Coeur de Lion by André Gretry. And this is the story of Richard the Lionhearted, Richard III. And it was an aria used as a dedication and servitude, aria of dedication and servitude, and a rallying cry by the royalists during the French Revolution. So I think you're going to hear the grandeur in this song and the duration of notes from the A section going into what we call the B section, new melodic material. There's a manipulation of the length of the notes, which is really kind of a manipulation of time. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. And you'll also hear the pulsating bass part in the B section. So this is certainly uplifting, and listen to how the music invokes such grandeur. So I think you can hear the difference, the way the composers stretch the notes in the A section to how exciting, and it becomes a rallying cry in the B section. Really incredible music combined with Sherrill's grand voice. So next we're going to explore some different colors of Sherrill's voice. This is Blaise Pei. We're still in the French repertoire here, but this aria was written a few years earlier by Jean-Baptiste Lully from the opera Amédée. And I mentioned the vocal color. I want you to listen to how Sherrill affects his voice and feel the difference in how he caresses the phrases. And even though this song is a little bit more somber, sometimes it's nice if you're going through a time of solace and not feeling like yourself. Listening to music that speaks to that can help you feel like you're not alone. And I think the warmth of Sherrill's voice does that beautifully here. So this is Blaise Pei. I wish I could play more of that, but we have more recordings to get to. Did you feel the difference, how he went to a different, warmer, softer place, and how it affects you physically? It's really a beautiful colorization and characterization. Beautiful work, Sherrill. And then next, we have a Christian hymn, the tune Abide With Me, with text by Henry Francis Lyte, and the tune is the Eventide tune composed by William Henry Monk in 1861, based on the Luke chapter of the Bible, chapter 24, verse 29, book of the Bible, chapter 24, verse 29. And I wanted to play this because religion can often play a comforting role in many of our lives. And it certainly did in Sherrill's growing up, as his mother was a church musician and taught him quite a bit about musicianship and how to sing. So I can just picture him singing this tune with his family. And this is played on the organ. And I also want to bring up the instrumentation, as I said, how the organ can color a song with its ability to sustain a little bit, perhaps better for this genre of music than a piano can. So this is Abide With Me. That's such a beautiful rendition, Sherrill. Thank you very much. And now on to a very popular folk song, O Shenandoah. I think many of us have sung this in choir at some point growing up, and this song has now become associated with the idea of yearning and travel and location. And I want you to listen to how the yearning is reflected in the melody as it ascends and leads to a high note and then comes back.
A serious dowity arrangement of Shenandoah.
Absolutely beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, one of my favorite musical theater tunes is the song There But For You Go I from the musical Brigadoon. And Sherrill's rendition is so, I think it captures that sentiment beautifully. I feel like it has the same sort of yearning as Shenandoah, but now it's sung in hopes of, yearning for another person as opposed to location. And Alan J. Lerner and Frederick Lowe knew how to do this beautifully in musicals like Brigadoon and Camelot.
This is hard to say, but as I wandered through the Lee, I felt for just a fleeting moment that I suddenly was free of being lonely. Then I closed my eyes and saw the very reason why. I saw a man with his head bowed low. His heart had no place to go. I looked and I thought to myself with a sigh, where but for you go I.
So wonderfully romantic. Beautiful, beautiful. And now something not quite so romantic. This is Old Mother Hubbard. I think funny songs have a way of uplifting us too, and this certainly is a funny song. This is the popular nursery rhyme Old Mother Hubbard, set to the style of George Frederick Handel. And you hear how it's the same sonorities and harmonies that Handel would have used, and even the same melody set to the wonderful, wonderful nursery rhyme.
The words you'll recognize, the style you'll recognize. I will just say that the music was written by Victor Ely Hutchinson. Old Mother Hubbard, she went to the cupboard to fetch a
It's so fantastic. I've had the honor of singing that song in Savannah previously, and trust me, it's just as much fun to sing as it is to listen to. And speaking of fun to listen to, we're going to end with one of my favorite recordings of Sherrill. This is his Largo al Factotum from the opera Il Barbiere di Seville by Rossini, and we're going to start in the middle where his his vocalism and sheer mastery of voice is on display. And as a student of music, nothing makes me happier. And I think as an audience member, even if you haven't studied music formally, this kind of vocal display is just incredible, and one of the reasons why this kind of opera was so popular in its day. So this is Sherrill as the Barber of Seville. I think he was showing off a little bit there, but that's okay to do in that kind of music. Wonderful. So we're going to bring it back to Sara and myself. I hope you all enjoyed this journey of music of one of the great masters of opera. And as we wrap up here, Sara, is there anything that you would like to add to round out this presentation?
I kind of enjoyed going on that little bit of a roller coaster of emotions, and I think that it was uplifting and calming for me, and I hope others enjoyed that as well. And just as a music therapist, from my perspective, just remembering that we each have our own unique voice, and don't forget to use it at home with your loved ones.
That's really wonderful, Sara, and thank you for always cultivating that in us. And I want to again thank Toby Hollenberg for helping to make this happen, as well as Hospice Savannah and the Demery Center for the Living. I want to remind people to stay for Peter Lake's recital on Facebook Live at 6 o'clock, and then Emily Yoakum-Black's tomorrow. Thank you all so much for tuning in and enjoying this music with us. We hope you enjoyed it as well, and we hope to see you soon. Until then, stay safe. Take care of each other, and bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.